We're gonna start out with some diaphragm breathing. All you need to do is pull in your stomach as far as you can. When breathing out, contract your abs and the diaphragm. And when breathing in, expand as far as you can and relax your stomach. We're gonna do that for a couple of more seconds. And we're moving on to our first real exercise, which is going to be a static plank. Now in the top left corner you can see the next exercise, just in case you want to check or you want to turn off the volume or just open up your own music. For the static plank, keep in mind that your spine is supposed to be in a neutral position. Don't fall too much down or go too much up. Keep your quads and your arms flexed and turn your elbows backwards so we have some lat engagement. We're gonna move on to mountain climbers, but we're gonna do them diagonally, which means your left knee goes to your right elbow and your right knee goes to your left elbow. Try and pull in as far forward as you can and touch them together if possible. If not, that's also okay. You're gonna increase your range of motion with time. Now keep your back straight or as straight as you can, and your arms only bend slightly when we move forward. Next up, we have plank switches. We're gonna switch from a higher plank with arms straight to a lower plank with our elbows on the ground. Also, keep your spine neutral. We're already used to that, and flex your quads and keep your legs as straight as possible for this exercise. That goes for all the plank exercises we're gonna be doing. We're moving on to conventional mountain climbers, which means we're gonna bring our knee to the middle instead of diagonally. And what we're also gonna do, at the furthest point in the front, we're gonna round our back as far as we can so we have as much activation in our abs and as much range of motion for them as possible. And when we move backwards, we go into a downward dog position. You've probably seen that in yoga already. And we're gonna move on to the next exercise, shoulder taps. For this one, starting position is a low plank with our elbows on the ground, and our left hand goes to our right shoulder and our right hand goes to our left shoulder. Again, keep your spine as neutral as possible, keep your quads flexed for some extra leg activation, and switch from one side to the other. Now I go a little bit diagonally so I have some oblique inclusion also with this exercise. We're moving on to side planks, and we're gonna use them to do side plank oblique raises. Now, we're moving down to the ground as low as possible without touching it or just slightly bumping into it, and then we move up all the way and use as much range of motion as we can. You can also hold this exercise statically if it gets too exhausting. Now, we're gonna do the other side too. And as it comes for balance, we can put one hand with the palm down on the ground, and our feet, instead of placing them above each other, we're gonna place one foot in front of the other one so we don't have to worry about stability and we can concentrate on working our obliques without any problems. Move up and down as far as you can, increase the range of motion, work a little bit explosively to make it a little bit harder if you want to, or just hold the exercise statically. We're moving on to straight leg sit-ups. For this one, we have a little twist just so we get a little bit of stretching in our hamstrings. What we do is we point our toes away from our body, and when sitting up, we try and touch our toes at the front. Also, try and go into the negative movement in a controlled fashion. Don't just let your body fall back down, but slowly work your way down vertebrae by vertebrae. For our next exercise, we're working on our obliques with rotation. So we're gonna pull our knees in until they're close to our body, and we're gonna switch from one side to the other. For this exercise, we wanna keep both shoulder blades in constant contact with the ground. The same goes for our flat hands. Open them sideways and keep them on the floor. Next up, we have some leg raises, including butt raises, which means we're going to straighten our legs all the way, then we're going to pull them in, and then you can raise them either straight all the way up, or you can keep them a little bit bent the same way I do, and we're raising our butt from the ground. Again, the negative movement is supposed to be controlled. We're not supposed to just fall back down, but slowly move back down again, straighten our legs, and pull them in once more. Next up, we have the conventional sit-up with our legs up, our feet on the ground. The only difference is we're gonna be working diagonal ones in two. So we move to the right side, to the middle, and to the left side, alternating between each one of those. And again, controlled negative movement. Don't forget to breathe regularly. We're almost coming to a conclusion now. For the next exercise, we're gonna do dynamic straight leg switches. So elevate your head so we get a little bit of extra flexion in our upper abdominals. Straighten your legs, elevate them, and then switch from one side to the other. Try and keep them straight and your quads flexed at all times so we get some extra leg activation too. And this one works our lower abdominals really well. Moving on to abdominal crunches or conventional crunches. For this one, we have both our hands on our legs, and all we do is move up to our knees and back down again. Only our shoulders and our chest is raised from the ground, our lower back is in constant contact, and our head goes forward to increase the range of motion a little bit and to increase the flexion. And back to our first and final exercise, diaphragm breathing once more. For this one, I already explained, but try and pull in your stomach as far in as possible when breathing out. Empty your lungs all the way. Try and control your abdominals, and when breathing back in, relax them and expand them as far as you can. Breathe deep into your stomach without raising your chest, and repeat multiple times. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was exhausting, and I'll see you guys very soon. Captain Cairo, peace out.